Good afternoon, Tiger fans, and welcome to the 2001 IHSA Playoffs as the Edwardsville Tigers entertain the Lake Forest Scouts from the Suburban North Lake Conference. In this first round game, the Tigers come into today's game with a record of 8 wins and 1 loss. The Scouts come in with a record of 5 and 4 in that tough Suburban North Lake Conference. I'm John Bodakovich. Alongside we have Mike Williams and Todd Zudy. And fellas, Tigers have not won a postseason game since 1997. They want to get off the schneid today and try to make it into the second round.
Want to do it for a couple of different reasons. They want to progress to that second round, but they want to save some space for the Southwestern Conference. It's not looking good as of last night. Team lost in the conference. Belleville West beat St. Louis. Alton already losing today. East playing later. So the Tigers have to play a solid ball game tonight. This is a very good club. That 5-4 record is very deceiving.
Very deceiving. They play in an extremely tough conference, and they beat an outstanding football team just to qualify for the playoffs. They upset Gurney Warren, who we had here a couple of years ago. They upset them 16-14 in the last game of the season to earn the right to make the playoffs this year, and they have some big boys.
Big team. I mean, we've had a chance really to read about them, but today's the first chance really to see them, and they're a little bit slow, supposedly, but they're a very big team. Not only are their linemen on both sides of the football very big, but the linebackers as well.
They've got some quality players to look for. This Riley Clegg and Gusiak, 2 good ball players. They got a quality quarterback and Tyler Lowe, a very good running back, and Keel Nelson. So they're a quality team. Their quarterback throws a lot, so that's something the Tigers really haven't seen this year. So we look for a good game here. It's beautiful weather, slight breeze. It's a little cold, but good football weather.
Tigers are gathering up under the scoreboard, ready to come onto the field for this first round game in Class 7A. Edwardsville being paced lately by the offensive combination of Paul Jonoff and Mylan Woodard in the backfield, James McLaughlin handling the quarterbacking chores. McLaughlin will get his sorest test of the season today. He's a junior, first-year starter, and he comes in against a team, Lake Forest, that's big and physical, and it'll be interesting to see how the junior responds.
And he's already had a tough week. He was injured slightly on Wednesday of this week. He had an eye injury. He grazed the shoulder pads of Rick Riccardi and had a cut below his eye, but his vision has come back, and from what we understand, he's wearing a visor this afternoon.
The Tiger defense has been outstanding in the last few games of the season. 2 shutouts in the regular season against Belleville East and Collinsville. Defense will figure large in this game today.
Yeah, the defense will have to shut down, especially the secondary for the Tigers. That will be tested. And we'll see, like we talked about this earlier, the offensive line for the Tigers has to come out and dominate. We have to control the ball. And as we all agreed on that, I think that will be the key to the game.
I think that, in my opinion, the big 3 keys, and you touched on most of them, Mike, is offensive and defensive line play. The Tigers are going to have to move that huge 1-7 of Lake Forest. They're going to have to get that done. Defensive side of the ball on the line, they're going to have to get pressure up the middle and from the outside going against that very big offensive line, and they're going to have to really minimize the turnovers this afternoon.
Well, all the speculation will end in just minutes as we prepare for the opening kickoff. We'll take a break and be back with the opening kickoff of this Class 7A first-round playoff game between Edwardsville and Lake Forest. After this break, this is Tiger football on ECTV Channel 6. We're back. The team's now getting ready to come onto the field, getting their last-minute instructions from the coach, Tim Doherty, the coach at Edwardsville, and Willie Sneed, the head coach at Lake Forest, a alumnus of the University of Florida, played under Coach Steve Spurrier, which I'm sure he learned a few things down there. It looks like, I can't tell if we're going to kick or receive.
With our players, as much as we play them on both sides of the football and on special teams, and I'm not completely positive. Either. It kind of looks like we may be kicking off, though.
I think so. Joe Broom now coming into the Tiger lineup to...
Well, the wind...
Yeah, we are. He has the tee.
The wind will be a little factor here. It's kind of a strong breeze out of the north. So as you're looking at this game from your right to your left, that's the way the wind is blowing.
Lake Forest will have the wind at their back as the first quarter begins. Well, all the speculation ends now. Both teams take the field. They are big. Lake Forest is huge.
We were talking before the game when we saw the skilled players only on the field. I mean, there were so many of them still, and then all of a sudden the linemen filed out. Not as big as Ottawa was here a few years ago. I don't think they're as big as what Sterling was either.
Well, North and South are about to meet again to renew hostilities. Kicking it off for the Tigers is Joe Broom. He's done an excellent job. He'll be kicking into the wind.
Keel Nelson is the near side return man.
And this game is just about underway.
Let's see if we kick to the return man.
Tiger special teams are ready. And the 2001 playoffs are underway. Broom kicked it high and end over end away from Nelson. It's a short kick. Fielded at about the 15 to the 20 to about the 22, maybe the 23, where Lake Forest will take over first and 10. They are quarterbacked by Tyler Lowell, and he has in the backfield behind him Keel Nelson and a variety of fullbacks.
They'll get rid of the backfield and put all receivers out there. You talked about Lowell, 74 of 140, 962 yards this year, 11 TDs. He has thrown 9 interceptions. Nelson, on the other hand, 1,102 yards this year, 13 scores, caught the ball 20 times for 244 yards.
Homer of 140.
Yep.
Is that what you said?
Yep.
He's thrown the ball more than we've thrown it.
He's completed more than we've thrown.
He's completed more than we've thrown. That's what I meant, yeah. Here we go. First and 10 for the Scouts at their own 27-yard line. Tyler Lowell gets the snap. Toss sweep for Keel Nelson. He breaks a tackle. Breaks another. Gets to about the 30. Gain of about 3 will bring up second and 7.
And a lot of the experts here that I've talked to over the course of the week thought the Tigers would spread out their defense, have to go man-to-man a lot with Broom and Johnip, which we saw in that first play. Did not really think that this Nelson would be the difference as far as running the football. Really thought the passing game is what we have to stop.
Second down play, give to Nelson. Across the 30 to about the 30, I'll say 33.
Well, that play there immediately puts the Scouts into a passing situation. So that's pretty predictable.
Third and about 4. They get out of the huddle in a hurry, too, to the line of scrimmage. Here's the 3rd and 4 play. Tyler Lowell.
Tigers look to blitz from the far side.
Dropping. Good pressure.
Who else? Justin Lowry.
Drops Tyler Lowell, forcing a punt.
Well, that's what we needed to do. We needed to attack the Scouts like this, get them free and out, and let's get the ball and let's march.
Let's make the offensive line do the work,
You
right,
got
Mike?
that right.
I'll tell you one thing, too. Our pass rush has been outstanding this year.
And it all recently has started with Lowry's play, hasn't it?
Oh,
Yes, yes it has.
He has a tough position there, going against 5 linemen, being one of just 4, but he does a great job shedding blockers.
Adam Jones stands at his own 40s to await the punt. Snap is back. Punt line drive. Jones will let it bounce, and it'll be down inside the 30, right at about the 30, where the Tigers take over first and 10. So not too bad field position for Edwardsville on their first drive.
Could have been disastrous. Their punter, Chris Johnson, went down. John kind of slid into him, but the official kept the flag in his pocket. He looked
That
at
ref
it,
looked it over, didn't he? That was close. That was close to roughing the kicker, but I think it was a good no call.
Now we get a chance really to see this front 7 that has done the job for Lake Forest this year.
They are big on defense, and they have a Division I prospect at linebacker.
Big 51.
51. Dick Butkus' number. The give is to the fullback, Johnip, and not much there. I think one thing the Tigers need to watch today, guys, is maybe they don't want to be so predictable offensively.
Well, they have to come out and establish the run, though. This offensive line has to push back this defensive line. That's where it all begins. We have to, the ground game has got to get going.
2nd and 8 for the Tigers at their own 32. 9.5 minutes left in the opening quarter. A give is to Jonathan, a very short gain. They tried to fake an outside play, but not much there. Brings up third and 8. No gain on that play.
Very reminiscent start so far to that Sterling game a few years ago. 2 runs with the fullback and nothing happened, and then we optioned that time with Alaria a few years ago and scored.
There's 2 things we can see here. We can see the option play to Woodard, or we can see that lateral pass with 2 blockers in front. Let's see what happens here.
Here's the third down play. The give is to Woodard off tackle. He finds the hole. First down. More. Woodard down the right sideline. Has 1 to beat. Cuts back. Woodard still on his feet. Finally brought down at about the 21-yard line of the Edwardsville the Lake Forest Scouts. First down for the Tigers, and then Mylan Woodard showing the speed.
And what patience he did there. He showed some strength at the start. Patience getting through the line, and then he waited for the blockers and picked up about 5 or 10 extra yards. Just a 3-yarder there from Woodard.
Just what you called for, too. Well, it wasn't an option, but still, they used Woodard. They used him well.
I was surprised at the play call, but the execution was perfection.
First and 10, McLaughlin spins, gives to Paul Jonathan. They're just not getting much with the fullback today. A gain maybe of about 2 is going to bring up second and 8. It's tough going in that front 7 for the Lake Forest Scouts. They are big.
The Tigers have run into some roadblocks even in Southwestern Conference play. Belleville West, we only scored 13 points, but eventually that Tiger offensive line at some point has taken over games, and the more you keep pounding it, they usually get it done.
Second and 8 for the Tigers at their own 20, or at the Lake Forest 20, pardon me. James McLaughlin gets the snap, and the give is to Woodard off the right side. Woodard has the broom.
Wow.
Woodard keeps running down to about the 12-yard line.
Jonathan led a heavy block that time for Woodard.
That's going to be close to a first down. It's third and about a yard.
I kind of like that play because, Woodard is the deep back, and that gives the Tigers another blocker with Jonathan.
Now they're going to measure.
That's very key at this point.
And he's having the chance really to add
That's a
the
first down.
break the middle linebacker coming through because he was running into him, and that hole was closing when he was just getting the football and trying to run out of it.
First and 10 for the Tigers from their own 13 on their opening possession. 7:56 left in the first quarter. Edwardsville looking to get on the board first.
Woodard so far 2 carries, 50 yards.
McLaughlin gets the snap from Brenton Rombaugh, fakes to Jonathan.
He's keeping it.
Lost his bounce, keeps it. Keeps driving. Good gain on the play. Good decision by James McLaughlin.
Yes, it was.
Second and about 1. So the Tigers can pick up a first down here. They're at their own, at Lake Forest 4. They could get a first and goal situation here. Into the game for the Tigers, number 82. That is Kevin Malachevsky.
Conklin kept around Walsh that time. He tucked in the line, and he got a few yards that last play.
Tigers looking for the first down or possibly the touchdown. Jonathan has a touchdown.
Look at that hole. Did you see the hole?
And what they did there, they went between the tackle and the tight end.
Wow.
And that was open.
Did you see the hole that Hawk and Malachevsky created?
Paul
Wow.
Jonathan with the 4-yard touchdown run in 6:56. Tigers go 70 yards on that possession. The big play, the run by Mylan Woodard. Great job by the offensive line on that particular
And it's
play.
a luxury to have 2 quality tight ends in Anthony and Malachevsky who are both in on that play.
Kick is up by Broom, and it is good, and the Tigers draw first blood, leading 7-0 on a 4-yard run by Paul Jonathan.
Well, that's exactly what we had to do.
Exactly. I mean, just some early success, putting up points is a big-time help as well, but getting some confidence here, and they've done that so far in the first few minutes.
Well, the offensive line was tested, and they have answered.
So now Naperville Central, boy, I'm out of it today. Lake Forest finds themselves staring at a 7-0 deficit on the road in this playoff game, and the Tiger defense played pretty well on the first offensive possession by Lake Forest. So
stopped the run twice, got a sack out of it, which we needed some pressure. That drive for the Tigers, 7th play, 69 yards, and a 4-yard touchdown run from Paul Johnson.
The game can't start any better if it had been scripted. Broom is ready to kick for the Tigers.
Yeah, the big play was Woodard's 3rd down run on the first series.
His kick is high and gets eaten up by the wind. Taken by the return man on the far side. He tries up the middle, still up, and gets down to about the 30, that's the 35?
About the 33.
33, where it's 1st and 10 for the Scouts. Naperville Central, I got them on the brain. Lake Forest has only tried one pass, and the Tiger Rush stopped that. So let's see what they do this time. They come out in a shotgun. No, it's not shotgun, pardon me, but it's a different set. The wing back in motion is Nelson. They toss to him, see if he can get the corner, and strung out well by the Tiger defenders.
Real well.
Trying to give Nelson a little momentum on that play.
They pick up about 4 yards.
Looks like he's a pretty strong young man, Keel Nelson.
He's got a little bit of speed.
They're going no huddle. 2nd and 6. Motion again now to this side. The give is to the fullback. He stopped short of the 30, or shot short of the 40, gets to about the 38. I'm going to call that just a gain of 1, maybe 2. That's going to bring up another big 3rd down play for the Scouts. 3rd and 4 at their own 39. 6 minutes left first quarter. Edwardsville leads Lake Forest 7-0.
Nice to see the Tiger linebackers and the linemen doing the bulk of making the tackle.
You got to look for a pass here from the Scouts.
Motion
Nope.
right.
Nope.
Up the middle, 1st down and then some. Into the secondary is the Naperville Lake Forest fullback.
That's McCloskey.
McCloskey has the 1st down, and the Scouts are in Tiger territory for the first time today. Nice call, nice execution by the Scouts.
It was an off-tackle trap play, and it was a beautiful fake.
1st and 10 for the Scouts from the Tiger 44. Lowell, 3 steps, drop, out pattern, complete, and driven out of bounds on the far side is the receiver.
It was 22, John Zilka caught the ball.
He was a player early on in the season that was injured. He was their best wide receiver going into the year, but over the last 3 or 4 weeks, he's been back to playing on the field at healthy strength.
Gain of 8, 2nd and 2 for the Scouts. Lowell sends a man in motion to the left. The give to the tailback who has the 1st down for the Scouts.
I want to tell you here, I like what the Scouts are doing here. They're going no huddle and for most of the time and getting Edwardsville off guard, allowing no defensive calls to be made by the Tigers.
1st and 10 for the Scouts from the Tigers 31-yard line. 5.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Tigers lead 7-0. They sent Nelson out to the near side here as a wing back. Lowell sends him in motion. Here's the snap, toss sweep. Nelson
Just missed.
missed the tackle there, and Nelson driven out of bounds, but enough of a gain to make it 2nd and about 4.
Malacheski got in the backfield on that play, but
He just missed.
the running back. He made a good game.
They put Nelson now to the far side as a wing back. They seem to like that formation so far. Nelson comes in motion left. They toss it to him. Low pitch. He gathers it in. Nelson is greeted by Dustin Jumper and driven down. That play could have been disastrous for Lake Forest.
That was Smith Berger, just a sophomore.
3rd and 4. I guess they're saying no gain on the play, so 3rd and 4 at the Tiger 25-yard line. 4 minutes, 45 seconds left first quarter. Let's see if they put it up this time. 3rd and 4. Motion. The give to the fullback, and I think he's going to be short of the 1st down.
It's going to be close.
It's going to bring up, depending on the spot, could be 4th down.
Yep.
And officials timeout for a measurement. So the second measurement of the game. They're having some success running the fullback.
And that McCloskey again, he's a big fella at 5'11", 205.
Okay, here's the stretch. It's short. By about the nose of the ball. It's very close.
Well, the Scouts are deep in their own territory. They'll go for it here.
So that's going to bring up 4th and less than 1 for Naperville. Lake Forest. I keep calling them Naperville. Or Lake Forest with 4.5 left in the first quarter. Lake Forest has moved the ball successfully in this possession. They were 3 and out their first time around.
This will be the ninth play of the drive.
4th and less than 1. Big play here.
Well, huge play.
Now, fellas, I'm looking out there at their offensive line. Their offensive line doesn't look that
No, they're
huge.
about the size of ours.
The give to the fullback low. He's found the first down. All he had to do was fall forward. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Lake Forest.
And Justin Lowry on another tackle.
Seems that their big guys play on the defensive side of the ball. 1st and 10 for the Scouts from the Tiger 20-yard line. Clock keeps moving. We're down to 4:15 left in the first quarter. Now, an official's timeout. Might have an equipment problem here. Can't tell.
Well, Lowry's really stepped up early here. He's made a lot of tackles, strung out some plays.
They're working on Lowry's equipment. Here we go. 1st and 10 at the Tiger 20. Give to Nelson, and Nelson slices his way down to about the 15-yard line.
Boy, did Adam Jones come in and put a stick there on Nelson.
Nelson still made good yardage, though.
Gain of 6, 2nd and 4 at the Tiger 14.
For as much as they've thrown the football this year, they've really come out here in the first quarter and tried to establish the run.
Motion to the right, toss sweep, Nelson. Broom strings it out, and the pursuit comes over. They missed a tackle, but he was out of bounds. A short gain on the play.
Well, we're stringing that sweep out pretty good so far. They're trying to put Nelson in motion to give him a running start, getting a blocker in front of him, but so far we're handling the situation pretty well.
3rd and 1 from the Tiger 11-yard line. Motion, and the give is to the fullback for the first down inside the 10-yard line.
Well, the Scouts are just grinding it out now, and they're being successful at it.
They look like us.
And really what they're doing is they're bringing the wingback in motion, and they're pitching it to him, or they're faking that and just handing it straight off.
That's all they're doing right
running
now.
back.
That's all they're doing. Yep.
1st and 10 from the 10. I guess they can get a first down. Toss sweep, left side.
Tigers, the more they see that, you would think they would make the adjustment.
Well, I think
get
we're
better and better, and it looks like they're at least making it going tough.
They've had a couple of dangerous pitches here.
It's all been to the near side, too.
Yes, that pitch was to Berger.
Gain of 2, 2nd and 8 for the Scouts from the Tiger 8-yard line as we hit the 3-minute mark.
Most of their games this year, reading about them, they've turned the ball over a lot. They've caused a lot of turnovers as well. Tigers don't play that sort of football.
That's what we need right here in the red zone. We need a turnover.
No pass in the corner. Touchdown, Naperville.
That was a great catch.
Lake Forest.
That was a great catch.
A good catch by the receiver.
John Zilka. That was a nice touch throw, and Zilka made a good catch, and it was well defended.
7-6 the score.
He's a big receiver at 6'4".
A big target.
Well, that was a nice drive by the Scouts. They had 13, 14 plays that time.
14 plays, so Lake Forest, can't get that out of my brain. Lake Forest answers after the Tigers score. And that's kind of what you expect a playoff team to do. Let's see if they can convert.
Big extra point here early.
Snaps back, holds down, kicks up, and good. And we're tied at 7 with 2:48 left in the first quarter, Edwardsville and Lake Forest. So a nice response by the Scouts ties this game up at 7.
That's what good ball clubs always do. They give up points. They need to answer with some sort of points on their next drive. And that's exactly what the Scouts ended up doing. Now the Tigers need to go back to work, grind the offensive line.
Yep.
They've been able to run with Woodard, straight handoffs to him. They had some success with the left side between the tackle and the tight end on the score by Jonathan. And McLaughlin, he had a run to the right side too. So the Tiger offense, at least in Series 1, has proved they can move the football. And that's why this is a 4-quarter game, isn't it?
That sure is.
I'll tell you what, these two teams so far look like they're pretty well matched up. This is going to be a good game.
It was 14-play, 67-yard drive, and that 8-yard touchdown pass from Lowell to Silko. The Tigers also went about 67 yards on their drive.
It's 7 plays. So Lake Forest shows the ability to grind it out.
David Mordini is their kickoff man. If he gets any kind of foot into it at all, it should be a go all the way to the 10 or the 5. He'll be with the win.
Woodard back deep for the Tigers. Mordini approaches and kicks a line drive to be fielded by
running
Jonathan.
room.
And he's dropped after a gain of, or to about the 30, where it'll be 1st and 10 for Edwardsville. 2:42 left in the first quarter. We're tied at 7. Tigers 1st and 10 from their own 29-yard line.
This has been a quick quarter so far. We haven't had any penalties.
Yeah, not many incomplete passes either.
No.
Tigers come out in an eye. They have a slot to the far side. Special and Jones flank to give is to Woodard. Woodard picks his way up to about the 35-yard line. A gain of almost 6. Going to bring up 2nd and about 5.
What Woodard did right there is, as a tailback, you have to do.
Yeah.
You have to be patient on those straight handoffs. Wait for your blockers to set up, find the holes, and get to them quickly, and that's exactly what he did.
McLaughlin gets the play from Coach Doherty. 2nd and 5 for the Tigers. The snap. Again to Woodard, met by a wall of defenders, and manages to fall forward for about a yard, where it's going to bring up 3rd and about 4 for Edwardsville.
That play didn't look right for some reason.
Yeah, it didn't develop well.
He didn't have very many blockers in front of him.
It looked like a play that we've not run this entire year.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of movement by linemen in the
It
backfield.
looked like Woodard thought he seen something that wasn't there.
3rd and 4, McLaughlin on the option, pitching to Woodard, has the corner. First down and then son, there goes Mylan Woodard. Wow, look at him. To the
Face mask, maybe.
Lake Forest 40 and a flag on the play.
And that's the thing that this Tiger team does with the fullback, and even with Woodard today going between the tackles. That opens up everything outside. You can tell Woodard is faster than anybody on the defensive 11 for Lake Forest.
And now we'll see what the flag is. It looked like a face mask at the end of the play.
That's what it was.
So Woodard's run will be added to by 5 yards and bring up 1st and 10 for the Tigers from the Lake Forest 35-yard line. 1:24 left in the first quarter.
Woodard today, run of 43 yards, 7, 5, 1, and 25.
Wow. He's going to be the key today because Jonna gives him that much more protection with that extra block.
1st and 10 for the Tigers at the Lake Forest 35. The give again to Woodard, left side this time. Woodard runs into a sea of white shirts. Short gain on the play, maybe 3. It's going to bring up 2nd and 7.
Is there ever some hitting between the tackles?
Yes, there is. There is some hitting going on.
This is going to be a physical game.
Lowry's going to come in now on the offensive side.
We haven't seen much of him this
No, we
year. I
haven't,
guess he's
not
going to come in a
offensively.
guard,
We might
For
get
Keller.
one. This will probably be the last play of the quarter.
I would imagine. Justin Lowry in the Tiger offensive line for the first time this year that I can remember. McLaughlin gives to Jonathan. Jonathan on the right side. Jonathan in for the first down. And he is near the 17-yard line for the Tigers.
One thing that's already known, this Lake Forest team is not used to seeing a power running game like the Tigers are putting at them this afternoon. Lowry playing on the offense there. He put a solid block on one of the defensive line.
That was a key to Jonathan's yardage that time. Yeah, Todd.
This could be the last play of the first quarter. It should be. Tigers.
Less than 15 in the quarter.
First and 10 from the Lake Forest 17-yard line. Now that I've got down who we're playing, the give is to Jonathan. Jonathan, a nice game. He's about to the 11, and that'll end the quarter. So at the end of one quarter, we're tied at 7. Edwardsville and Lake Forest. We'll take a break. Todd will be back with quarter number 2. This is Tiger Playoff Football on ECTV Channel 6. Naperville, JOEL. We're back, and at the end of one quarter, nothing's been decided. Edwardsville 7, Lake Forest 7, but the Tigers on the move. Tigers scored first, Lake Forest answered, and now the Tigers answering back. And with the second quarter call, here is Todd Booting.
Thank you, John. Well, this just the fourth possession of the ball game, the second for the Tigers. Looking like they may put more points on the board already at the Lake Forest 11-yard line. So far, the offensive lines of each of these two squads have dominated, although in the first possession, Lake Forest did go 3 and out.
Tigers seem to be in a rhythm right now.
They're in a rhythm, and both these teams are peaking at the right time, as we had said earlier, and it's who wears down who the way this game is going.
Woodard has been really the story of this one. This one's John F. for more yardage for the Tigers, about 5 more there on that second down carry.
Well, as we said earlier, there's no surprises for Edwardsville today. Everybody that plays Edwardsville, their reputation's known throughout the state now. Execution on offense, good defense, that's pretty much what Tiger football comes down to.
Well, that's what Coach Doherty said. There's no surprise. Everybody knows what we do. We just have to execute.
Now it brings up 3rd and 1 at the Lake Forest 8-yard line. Tigers again out of the eye. Jones here to the near side. On count, this is to Jonathan. He had the Tiger first down. Got a line search right over the left side. Nathan Hawk, one of those Tigers, along with Bertles.
That offensive line has played very well this year, and they're continuing to do so today.
Bertles has really stepped up here lately. He's made some fine blocks.
You guys were talking for the first play of the second quarter about the wear and tear of the game. One plus for Lake Forest, they have 2 sets of players that play on offense and defense.
Boy, and they brought a bunch of players down, too.
What do you think, about 70, 80?
Yes.
Tigers again out of the eye, same formation here on 1st and goal to 6. John F. one more time for about 3 or 4 more tough yards on the left side.
So we keep pounding that left side behind Bertles and Hawk. The 3rd straight play.
All that's 4 yards on the carry for Jonathan. .35 left here first half, still tied at 7.
Not time for Mr. Woodard, isn't it?
Yeah, about a lot of room over here to the right.
One thing with the Tiger attack, the fullback, they'll keep pounding you no matter if you stop it or not.
I think they're setting Woodard up.
You're on 2nd and goal at the 2. And it's time
Nope.
to try the right side. Jonathan maybe for his 2nd touchdown.
Oh, he
Yep,
drove.
he did.
Touchdown.
Got it.
Got it.
7. And Jonathan has ball.
That was a tremendous handoff by McLaughlin. A quick tuck into Jonathan. Jonathan had that excellent acceleration and got across the goal line.
Tough football player.
I was gonna
172
say-
pounds, isn't he?
I was going to say, if you're playing up in that front line today, that ain't no place for sissies. They're pounding out there.
Well, that's to give the Tigers a 7-point lead. Snap is there. Special gets it down. The kick is long enough, and it's good. Tigers
Right.
win this one more time here at 14-7. It's over 10 minutes left here in the first half.
Now I'm starting to get a feeling that Mike's prediction last week might be right. We could be seeing a shootout here. I was
The winds
impressed.
just fall down.
Why not? I just had that feeling. I think we're going to see a high-scoring game, and so far it's just down the field.
Was that because of the way we ended the year this year? I mean, because we did struggle to score points in the midsection of the year.
Yeah, we did. But the key to this game today, you know both teams can drive and score. It's already been proven. The key to this game will be turnovers. if a mistake made by either offensive team will be their due.
I'm surprised so far, the Lake Forest, they've only shown really that one formation. We haven't seen their full package yet.
No. That last drive for the Tigers, 10th play, 71 yards and a 2-yard touchdown run for Jonathan, second of the afternoon.
And I wonder, though, you know, that's the beauty of the Edwardsville system. It's simple.
Well, we've stretched out Nelson pretty good. They're good running back. I look for them to kind of open the game up a little bit this time. Try to get the ball in the air.
Expect Broom to kick this one short. Nelson now to the near side of the field. As Lake Forest has switched him, and yep, they're going to kick it short.
Fair catch.
They're caught it right at the 25-yard line, so the Tigers got done what they wanted as Kevin Consler called the fair catch.
You like that? Kicking it short like that?
If they set them at the 25-yard line, I think it's a plus.
If they call a fair catch at the 25, why not?
I think a situation like that, Consler got a little antsy because
I think
that wasn't in the air high enough.
He had some running room
to call the fair catch.
Well, they may have some sort of rule of
well, sure. Unless it's the deep back, everybody else is probably supposed to call a fair catch.
Only one wide receiver, kind of tilted to the far side. Ball looks
for the pass.
Tigers get pressure.
Oh, Bruce was all over him.
The receiver out there. He caught the football for about a 3 or 4 yard gain.
Nelson on the catch.
As Brent Robbs was on coverage for the Tigers.
Broom was in a hurry.
Yeah, he forced the situation, and he had to go to his safety valve, Nelson, there. He was looking downfield initially. That's what I think they're going to do here. They're going to try to open it up.
In the Tigers secondary, but they get that straightened out here on 2nd and 6.
This is a 3-man front.
It's to Nelson one more time. Gets the first tackle. He has a first down, finally driven down by Jones and Robbs.
We only had 3 down linemen on that play.
That was good blocking on the left side that time by Lake Forest.
That's one thing about this Tiger team. Very interchangeable. Good athletes on the line, good athletes as linebackers and in the secondary. Hawk more as a linebacker. He's coming from the outside. They get in between the tackles. He beats jumper and another first down. Finally, Riccardi drove him out of bounds just shy of the 50-yard line.
Good hard running by Keel Nelson.
Yeah, and the scouts are pounding that left side, and it's working for them.
They may be a little skittish about throwing now since they've seen our pass rush.
For a team that's thrown the football 140 times here in game 10. It's the pitch to Nelson. He has blockers out in front. Lowry trying to chase him down. Woodard, maybe a yard.
He is a tough football player, is Mylan Woodard.
You can tell the speed of this Tiger defensive unit. Lowry was aiming on Nelson from behind.
Woodard has time after time positioned himself to make big plays.
Have you seen anybody get by Woodard all year?
I don't.
Special teams or defense?
I can't recall.
That East St. Louis really? That 76-yard pass play, wasn't that? That's the only thing I can think of.
Tigers take the blitz. Nope, here comes Riccardi. Lowry there. That may be picked off.
No, incomplete.
There's a flag down at the Tiger 46-yard line. Would make it 3rd and about 9. Depending on the flag.
Lake Forest did a nice job of picking up the blitz that time. The fullback gave Lowell a little time to throw.
Legal man downfield on Lake Forest. We'll see what the Tigers decide to do here. Would be about 2nd and 8. More like 9 from here.
I believe this is the 2nd penalty against Lake Forest.
Yes.
That was a nice
First
pass.
one, the face mask.
Right, that's right.
Yeah.
And now this. Penalties certainly are going to help.
Tigers are going to decline it, so it'll be 3rd down. Tigers are getting a lot of rush.
Yes, they are. Even on that particular situation where they picked up the blitz, they still hurried the play.
They got to look for another pass play here, 3rd and 8.
But they haven't struggled with the linebackers. They've struggled with the linemen. Now, just to be getting in there, Hawk as well as Lowry.
Wideouts to the left.
Walsh. Tackle position. Tigers trying to blitz. They get it. It's thrown in.
All right.
4th and 9.
Boy, that Tiger defensive line is doing the number today.
He's just 3 of 5 for 20 yards.
He's not had time.
No, and he's thrown incompletions on his last 2.
He's had a couple of pressures. He's been hurried.
And they got in his face that time, too.
They sure did.
Yeah.
Chris Johnson set to do the punting. Right to
We're
the
coming
Tigers.
after it.
But they hit the kicker, and it's going to go against the Tigers. So
Well,
Forrest will get the football. The second time they
I
hit
thought
it today.
somebody got a hand on the football. If somebody got a hand on the football, we still hit the kicker. It shouldn't be a penalty.
I don't know. I couldn't tell. It was a low line drive kick. The thing of it is, though, on both snaps off the punt, that ball just floated back to that punter. I mean, there's no zip on it at all. A lot of air under it, and that gives our time guys to put the heat on. But I guess they were not blocked into him.
First major miscue of the afternoon by either
Yes.
team.
Yes,
And I remember Gurney Warren.
Yeah, I
that
just
one
was
started.
thinking about that,
We
Todd.
ran into the kicker, and it went
I was
downhill from
just
there.
thinking about that. So the Tigers have to bounce back from this penalty.
I thought someone got a hand on that football. I guess we'll have to wait and see it later.
I didn't see. I couldn't tell. It was close. There were 3 guys right up there for Edwardsville trying to block the punt.
I was really surprised we went after it with what our offense has done and how close we were to hitting him last time.
And they're kicking into the wind, too.
Well, this is a huge break for the Scouts.
Now, 1st and 10 at the Tigers, 35. Tigers are leading this one 14-7, 9:16 left here first half. Tigers getting pressure from the outside. Our receiver's open. That's Burke. Tigers going to bring him down at the 30. That'll be a 5-yard gain there on first down.
You know, that could be the equivalent of a turnover.
Yeah,
Sure. That's a mistake. Sure it is.
Even though the other team did not turn the ball over, it gives them another set of downs, another crack at it. I don't think I'd want to give Tyler a little too many cracks at it.
4 wide receivers this time. 2 to each side. Flaherty Zilka here to the near side. The back is Nelson. And they're going to throw. They have a receiver open. It was almost picked off by Dustin Jumper.
He decided to throw downfield. He had another guy open in the flat over here, and he bypassed him to go downfield, and Jumper makes the play.
So far, the Tiger secondary has stepped up to the challenge here. They're playing very well.
It's 4 wide receivers here on 3rd and 5.
Here comes Broom.
Tigers get pressure. He's for receivers there. Held by Mylan Woodard. That's going to be close to a first down. It looks like it will be.
Boy, the gang was coming from the far
Tremendous
side.
pressure by Lowry and Malachevsky and Broom.
I believe we knocked down the quarterback too there.
Yes, but I mean to tell you, they had the heat coming from the far side. Nice play by Lowell to get rid of the ball.
Thought he
Yeah.
got a really good spot there all the way across the 25.
Yeah, they got a good spot, and they got a first down also.
Mylan Woodard, I don't know if he was injured there or he was taking his helmet off, now he puts it back on.
That's what you have to do with wide receivers is hit them. 3 wide receivers to the far side. Berger here to the near side. This is the pitch to Nelson.
Oh, Broom
Ran
missed
away
it.
from him. He's going to score there, and it's 14-13 on that 24-yard touchdown run from Keel Nelson. The Tigers had him for a loss, but let him get through, and the first miscue, at least is now, they score 6 points off of.
Isn't that about the 3rd time we've gotten the guy in the backfield and he just misses the tackle, and Nelson has made him pay for the mistake.
Nelson made the move inside of Broom and escaped him.
One of those situations that you have to play under control. He was getting upfield so quickly that he looked like maybe he wasn't under control. Extra point here to tie this one up. Snap is a little high. The holder gets it down. The kick is long enough and good, and it's 14-14, 8:16 left here in the second quarter.
Now, in that particular possession, that was kind of what I was looking for the Lake Forest team to be like, throwing the ball a little bit and moving it downfield that way. I think they opened up their offense, like Mike said, he thought they might, a little bit, especially after the penalty.
They did, but that fourth down running to the kicker, that was the key that sustained the drive. And that's the kind of mistakes that we have to stay away from.
With the miscue that drive, 10 plays, 75 yards, a 24-yard touchdown run by Keel Nelson. But at least the Tigers have made them drive, each of their drives, over 10 plays.
No big plays, really.
We're the team that has had the big plays. That's the biggest one at 25 yards, I believe, on the afternoon. Their biggest before was 17 rather.
That was on a pass.
It was a run too.
Oh, it was a run?
The McCloskey run.
That's right. Well, we have to answer.
Oh, we will. We will. The Tigers will bring it back down.
As you predicted, Mike, this first half has really been a
Yeah, it's a shootout, yeah.
5 drives, 4 scores out of them.
Maybe he'll make a mistake and kick it to Mr. Woodard here.
He's shown that he can run it back. He did against Rock Island, a very good club.
Last time they squibbed it, just kicked a line drive, I think. This time a little deeper.
It'll get to Woodard.
Woodard's got it.
15.
He's got blockers.
Woodard trying to get it outside. Gets through the first third.
Going to see a kickoff the rest of the game.
He made the mistake and kicked it to Woodard.
He got through. He was strong enough.
Oh, man. His strength is unbelievable. His strength is just incredible. I mean, he ran out of 2 or 3 tackles on that play.
Well, what an answer.
He's been the key to this game for the Tigers so far, on both sides of the ball.
Snap straight to special. The kick long enough by Broom and through, and it's back to a 7-point Tiger lead. Just like that, and the shootout is on here.
You know what? That's got to be demoralizing to Lake Forest. In a playoff game especially, you don't want to see one run back. And I just give Woodard all the credit. He is so strong and so fast. And
He
just
broke,
a junior.
Oh, he broke 2 tackles, regained his speed.
Made a nice shoot move.
Juked that last guy. I think it was the kicker.
Yeah.
On his way, he went.
Nice spin move up here at about the 40-yard line. I mean, the kid's a football player. The Tigers are carrying the hopes of the conference too right now because the Alton's losing
26-0 at halftime.
at halftime. Belleville West is out. East St. Louis is out. Belleville East plays today at Downers Grove. Winner of this game gets Chicago.
I believe it's Morgan Park.
Morgan Park.
Well, I mean, that's the 9th seed, depending on if they win. And if they win and we win, we'll get a home game next week.
Yeah, well, that'd be sweet.
That's still tentative yet, yeah.
There's a lot of football left, I'm just saying. Broom's kick is high.
This will be taken way back by Andrew Crawford. Crawford trying to get to the near side. Has nobody in front of him, but getting some good yardage.
Mr. Jumper.
Driven out of bounds at the 26 by Dustin Jumper.
Dustin Jumper's come to play today. He's really made a couple of nice hits.
He's had a really good senior season, hasn't he?
He has. He's made a lot of good sideline tackles.
And you guys missed his best hit of the year over at Belleville West right before the half ended. He knocked out a player, the running back for Belleville West, right in front of us.
Dustin started out in the program as a quarterback, made the switch to defense, and he's just been outstanding in the defensive backfield.
Again, it's the Scouts with the football out of the shotgun for the first time. This is going to be a handoff. Got through Lowry, but not through the second Tiger tackler. That was
anybody.
Hawk along with Joe Broom.
Well, the Tigers got the momentum right now after that run back by Woodard. Now the defense is ready to play.
3 and out would be big and more points on the board.
Boy, I tell you what, every time we get the ball, we got a great chance of scoring.
Back in the shotgun.
Again, out of the shotgun. Tigers split from the outside with Broom. They throw it down the field.
Nobody there.
Target, which was Burke at the 40-yard line. Tigers, Mylan Woodard was back in coverage.
Looks to me like right now Lake Forest is a little shell-shocked, a little tentative.
And I think it's very strange all of a sudden they're going strictly with the pass.
Yeah.
Why not? Bosky, who has been unstoppable so far.
We may be here till 9:30. I think he's making these incomplete passes.
Full wide receiver set again. Tigers look to blitz up the middle with Robs, and here they come. Lowry getting there. They get it to Zuko, and he got driven right away by Jumper. He does have another first down. The route was long enough for a first down.
That's some of that University of Florida influence, knowing how far to go.
That Zilka's a big receiver, isn't he?
6'4", 185.
They did not make the first down.
4th and yard.
I think in this situation you go for it. You don't want to give the Tigers a chance on 3 and out again.
They're still in their own territory, though. If they don't make it, they're taking a chance.
Are they going to measure? I can't tell.
It will be 4th and short at their own 36. They're going to go for it.
This is big. This could be the turning point of the game here if the Tigers can stop them.
They're going to still go with 4 wide receivers. Tigers look to take a timeout, maybe.
Oh,
I look for the scouts to take a timeout.
Now, see, this is something I don't understand, guys. At the beginning of the game, they were running the ball well.
But they have had success passing this year.
Was the Tigers that did take the timeout.
We took the timeout?
Yes.
Okay.
I think the Edwardsville defense has had an answer for everything they've tried thus far. We seem to be well prepared today, ready to go. I think that was our downfall in the playoffs the last couple of years. We got off to a slow start.
Yeah, especially last year we got off to the slow starts. And
our old buddy Stessman up there picked right up where he left off, didn't he?
Yeah, he was the key to that game last year.
He shredded Belleville West.
It wasn't, I mean, he did throw the ball very well in the second half, but the first half it was just running. And if we could have just tackled him the first tackler, actually probably would have won the football game.
You know, that's something we haven't seen here from Tyler Lowe. He's not much of a scrambler.
No, he did get away once.
Or a rusher.
He hasn't even tried to
rush. He hasn't even tried to rush.
He doesn't have much speed, does he?
No. And if I think if he was more of a Dinsmore type quarterback, we would have some trouble.
Expects to hand off to Nelson here on 4th and short. No, quarterback. He may have got him with the second surge.
I don't know. I think he did.
He did fall forward, and he has the first down, I believe.
The initial hit, though, was right there. I mean, they had him stop behind the line.
They think they have it. We'll see what the officials say.
Oh, boy, that's going to be real close.
They didn't get a great spot.
It's going to be close.
It's going to be close, though.
It is.
Yeah, they're going to measure. Great surge by the Tiger defensive line, though.
Well, Riccardi was right there.
What a big decision this is going to be here.
Well, this could be a big turning point if the Scouts do not make it.
Stretch it tight, fellas. He's got it by the nose of the football.
Wow. Yep, he made it.
Just by the nose.
Tigers again making it tough on the Lake Forest Scouts here. 6:14 left. Tigers 21, Lake Forest 14.
Got to give Lowe some credit on that, though. I mean, he put his head down and went for it.
Lowe looks to throw, dumps it off to Zilka. Has a blocker out there. Great job by Johnny. Get away from his blocker and turn him inside. About 1 yard there on the reception.
Paul Johnson did an outstanding job, as Todd just said, of containing that play. That's that West Coast offense where you just throw it short and hope the receiver can make something off of it. Boy, I tell you what, Johnson did an outstanding job on that play.
Starting to throw the football a little bit more here. 2 wide receivers out of the eye. Tigers look to blitz one more time. This time, the counter to Nelson. Tigers
right there.
We've seen that play all year from just about every team in this conference.
Yeah.
You're not going to do much with that play.
Nathan Hawk at the bottom of that pile-up.
Malachevsky had him contained there.
Who else was there? Justin Lowry as well.
Yep.
Bring up another big 3rd and long.
That defensive line is playing very well today.
They are starting to contain the Tiger runs a little bit and slow getting rid of the football quickly. Here on
3rd down.
3rd and 7 at their own 40.
Got to look for another pass.
Tigers. The blitz again up the middle. Rob's coming through. Getting 40. Riccardi handed it off the field.
Tigers. There's your turnover.
There's the turnover.
And made the play. But he just faked the blitz, got back in his zone, and threw it right to him.
And plenty of time this quarter for the Tigers to score, and they have 2 timeouts left.
4:46 to be exact. Lowry again going to that Tiger offensive line.
I guess they have decided they can't run the ball anymore.
No, and that's surprising. McCloskey was killing us in the first quarter.
Yeah.
I expected them to throw a lot, but they came out running, and I thought, well, maybe not. But
The fake handoff. It's the pitch to Woodard to make the great catch. It has blocker out there. He's close to another Tiger first down.
Nice game.
again, a good decision by James McLaughlin.
Perfect pitch.
Woodard has really shown today.
He's been the star for the Tigers today.
He's the most athletic person, skill-wise, on this field.
Yes, he is.
First and 10 at the Lake Forest 24-yard line.
And, you know, we've talked about it a lot, and everybody else does. The Tigers with the fullback. Boy, the fullback setting Woodard up today.
Yeah, that's been the key, Jonas, getting that extra block in there for him.
Special to the far side. Jones here to the near side. This time to Jonas. He spins off of the line and then trying to surge forward for a couple. Tigers still have not thrown the football here in this first half, but have not needed to at all.
No, it's going the way they want it to go.
Exactly.
Don't expect them to either, I don't believe.
Why do you need to?
We don't need to.
I mean, they have had Arsenal too. I mean, if they stop the run a little bit.
That's right.
Tigers
They can throw it if they need
football.
to. But right now, that offensive line's doing the job.
And two wide receivers set. Tight end Malashevsky's on the far side, out of the eye. Here on 2nd and 8. It's to Jonathan, a little delay, and almost got through. He picks up another good chunk of yardage. That'll bring up 3rd and short.
The intensity sure is different in the playoffs, isn't it?
Oh,
Just
yeah.
up a couple of notches.
Yeah.
Injured player for Lake Forest here with 3:44 left here in the first half. We're going to take a break here as well. 3:44 left. Tigers leading this one 21-14. And you're watching Tiger football right here on ECTV, Channel 6. 3:44 left here in the first half. Tigers lead this one by 7. They'll have a 3rd and 4 at the Lake Forest 18. With defensive lineman Darren Sanders. That was the injured player.
Be nice to get some points on the board before halftime, wouldn't it?
Oh, what do you mean, John? This is imperative. We must score here. This is the biggest touchdown try of the game thus far.
Tigers look to throw for the first time. Wide open! A little over the head of Kevin Malashevsky. I expect the Tigers to go for it here on 4th down.
I kept wondering if we'd see that tight end.
What a great play call
There was
by Tim Dorian and Stasso.
There wasn't nobody within 10 yards of Malachevsky.
Tigers going to take their second time out here with 3:28 left. That used to be the forte of the Tigers 4 or 5 years ago. That little dump off to the tight end used to occur at least 3 or 4 times a ball game.
Yeah, I kind of expected to see that coming up. Malashevsky is a good receiver.
What we got here? 4th and 4?
4th and 4.
At the 18.
Tigers may elect to use the option to the far side. Who knows? They may try to release the football again.
Oh, that could have been huge. We could have gone into halftime 14 up here.
Well, I bet they'll file that away and say that one, we may see that one again.
You never know what defense is thinking here, whether they thought, oh, we may need to get off the line of scrimmage here since they're looking to throw here on 4th down.
That's right. Something we talked about off the air during the last break, I think we could bring up is this Lake Forest team is slow.
Very slow.
They're not very quick.
I thought comparable to Sterling, what was that, 3 years ago, I guess? 4 years ago?
4 years ago.
4 years ago. They were bigger, I think, than what Lake Forest is on both sides of the football, and I think they're as slow as they are.
Not a lot of speed. They've got a chance here.
Oh, we got to look for Woodard here, I would imagine.
They're on 4th down. Tigers are going to option. They have Woodard there. First down. He has a first down. He may have more. He cuts it inside.
Short. He didn't score.
He got the big first down.
Got down to about the 1 or the 2.
As much success as we have had running the football with Woodard, and how easily we've gotten outside, and as well as our receivers have blocked, they're still stacking tackles all day long.
They have no one to keep up with Woodard.
Well, I tell you
no
what,
one to match
no,
Woodard's speed.
they can't play on the perimeter with us. And then, if you get them bunching out towards the perimeter, if you get them spreading out, then that's when Jonathan will have a big time.
After that 16-yard run by Woodard, the Tigers have it first and goal to 2. Tied and set. Count. This time to Jonathan. Looking for a third. He dives over for another. Touchdown. 14 here with 2:59 left here in the first half.
That could be a back-breaking touchdown for the Scouts.
They got it clicking on all cylinders right now.
Yes, they do. We have the momentum.
The sports complex is starting to fill up, I've noticed, too.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're getting a lot more people in here since the start of the game.
that, my friend, was points off the turnover.
Yes, it was.
So,
Key interception by Big Rick Riccardi.
Captain's there, kicks it long enough, and it's good. 28-14.
if you're Lake Forest, if you're Lake Forest now, you know, you got to start thinking, how are we going to stop these guys? Because have we gone 3 and out?
No.
Thank you, Todd. Lake Forest.
No.
In big letters. We've not gone 3 and out, right? We've scored on all of our possessions.
Yes.
How many yards for Milan Woodard?
Got to be over 100. He's only touched the ball 8 times today.
Yeah, we're doing everything we want offensively. We're moving the ball real well, and the defense has stepped up now after
111 yards on 8 carries for Milan Woodard. How about that?
What's the halftime
that's
almost?
great. And the second, that's great.
Yeah, and that doesn't count the kickoff return. Was that 85?
It was 85.
Yeah.
It's a nice neighborhood.
That was lightning quick. He was downfield. He even had to make a spin move. And he
They have got anybody out there that can keep up with him.
Now they've moved Nelson back to his original spot. I guess they like their chances more with Crawford running the football than our short deck and having them
They're high
carry
kick
the
by
short
Bruce.
one more time. It's going to go to Nelson. He has it about his own 15. He gets through, but then he's going to get through.
I don't know.
Crawford got in there.
I don't know.
Close.
I think it's theirs.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah, they have it.
Wow, what a big turnover again that would be.
They had 2 guys on it. And look who's in the middle of the pylon for Everettsville. Number 32, Reggie Anthony.
Last time for the Tigers, 6 plays, 35 yards, and Jonathan with another touchdown run. He has 3.
Okay, now here they go with the empty backfield.
5 wideouts. Tigers may blitz here with Riccardi out of the shotgun. They're going to jump it off, and here comes Rob after him. Rob knocks him out of bounds, and then he got driven out by Joe Broom.
He got hit pretty hard.
Clock continues to run.
Yeah,
They're on 2nd and 6.
Broom kept him contained. He didn't go out of bounds that
You know
time.
what? That 5 wideout look has a look of desperation.
Yes. But, Mike, how much better this year is our pass defense than last year?
Oh, there's no comparison. No comparison.
I know
Much
the
better.
quarterback and the athletes are
Look
different.
how much more speed we got
Yeah.
back there. Jones, Jumper, Woodard.
They're going to look to throw again, and Keller bearing down. It may be picked off. He's on the clear. Look for a block. He's inside the 20, inside the 10, inside the 35-yard line. They turn it over one more time.
Hey, is Woodard selling popcorn?
It's the Fire and Woodard show.
Is he gonna sell popcorn and sweep up after this thing? He's done everything.
no. He's everywhere.
I call him Smiling Milan Woodard today.
It might as well be.
Did Coach Doherty clone him or what?
Man.
He's everywhere.
Ill-advised throw. Ill-advised.
He never receiver open, but he...
If I was them, boy, I tell you what, you're down 2 and now you're going to be down 3.
John, you hit it.
Turnovers and almost 3.
You hit it on the head a while ago, John. They have a look of desperation.
Yeah.
First and goal to 5. Tigers leaded by 2 touchdowns, trying to make it 3. It's Jonathan again. He pitches forward just shy of the goal line.
Well, Milan Woodard's done everything a football player can do today.
Tigers score an offensive touchdown.
Yep.
Run a special teams play back.
Intercepted a pass, made a couple of nice tackles.
Clock's running.
Still the 140 left here before this half ends. Tigers have it. Gonna the Lake Forest 1.
Well, remember in the preview, though, guys, we said this Lake Forest team does give up points.
They give up a bunch of points.
Yeah, they give up big plays.
They gave up over 27 points per game this season.
Well,
27, 9, something like that.
Yeah.
Right about at their average right now, and it looks like they're about to go over it.
136 left. Lake Forest did call their first time out of the first half.
Well, this is what the Tigers have been hoping for the last 4 years, is to put it all together in this first-round game, and thus far, they have done it.
Through one half, though.
That's right.
Got 2 quarters left.
The only mistake the Tigers have made today was from over-aggressiveness when they rushed.
And that's not bad all the time.
No, it's not bad. That's
I'd rather make a mistake like that than make a coverage mistake.
I mean, it could have been a killer mistake at the time, but the Tigers overcame it.
What overcame it?
Yeah.
The kickoff return.
That's right.
Gave us
Island
a
Woodard.
momentum, but I don't think, even if we didn't take it, I think our offensive line, the way they played so far in this first half, would have.
And I'm not trying to poor-mouth the opponent, but I don't see anybody out there that's any better than anybody we've seen.
They're very physical. They're as physical as many of the teams we've seen. We didn't get a chance to see Rock Island.
Right.
But they're a physical team. They've made it tough at times, but they just don't have the quickness. Anytime we got outside, we've owned them, and our line's done the job between the tackles. This is a Tiger touchdown again. No signal yet.
Signal
No,
yet.
I think maybe short. The third and goal.
This is Tiger territory down here, though.
Boy, these Tigers have been awesome today.
About a foot short.
This is where they just like to pound it.
Well, we talked all week about the offensive line. Boy, they have proven it.
They've answered the call today. Hats off to Stan Wojcik and his coaches and players. They have done an outstanding job.
Attacking the line of scrimmage with 10. To the minute point. This is the quarterback.
McLaughlin,
not going to get. Still trying to get in.
He didn't make it.
No, he
Going to be
didn't.
4th and goal.
He made it.
Did they give it to him? He gave it to him. A late call.
A very late call. And the scouts are not happy with
I
that
thought they
call
had
at all.
They
I
had a
did too.
signal from behind the play that
I did
I
too.
saw his hands go up. But,
The scouts were not happy with that call. And from my vantage point, I'd have to agree. But we'll take it.
snap is perfect. The hold is down. The kick is on the way. It's long enough to good again.
35 first half points. Can you believe that?
35 first half
Before the
points.
game,
Awesome.
I would have taken 35 points for the entire ball.
No kid.
Yeah.
The first half.
Lake Forest, I don't think they can match up with us athletically.
Well, as far as what our defense has done, we've made them go 14-play drive and a 10-play drive.
Yeah.
And with the clock in our favor here, with just a little under 25 minutes left in the ball game,
Yeah.
that if we continue to make it tough for them, not turn it over and give them a short field, we have the football game. in our
Penalties, we
hands.
got to stay away from penalties, too.
Just had the one. We're not a team that really.
This year, this team has not had many penalties.
You know, and let's give the officials credit. They're letting them play today,
And
too.
that's the way playoff
And
football.
that's the way
it
it's
should be.
exactly
That's
right.
right.
That's the way any
exactly right.
football ought to be, really.
Yeah.
Any sport.
Yep.
If you have to say the referee or umpire's name, then they've not done a good job.
What's the best, any sport, best game to watch is one where you don't notice the officials.
Right.
That is correct.
Room. Has to kick it short one more time. Kicks it, that'll go out of bounds.
Way out of it.
Yeah, the wind got a hold of that one.
It's at their own 40, isn't there, where it starts?
Yes, that's,
Kick it
I
out.
believe that's right. Tigers couldn't ask for a better script at the beginning of this game.
Lake Forest really now needs to put 7 up before the half ends with 53 seconds left. Still do have 2 timeouts. Tigers have Malashevsky, Keller, Hawk, and Lowry on that defensive line. Go along with Johnny Broggs, Riccardi, Broom, Woodard, Jumper, and Jones out there. This time it looks like they have a run formation. One wide receiver out of the wingback set.
Well,
Two running backs.
Maybe they just want to run the clock out and regroup.
I think they should.
In motion, Nelson. They're not going to pitch it to him. They give it to the fullback, trying to pound his way forth for about 9 or 10.
That was a nice fullback counter there. Nice fake by the quarterback.
That, to me, all
do too. I think they should have tried to continue running.
I figured they'd pass, but then they just kept trying to pass.
Pitch to Nelson. Tigers trying to string it out. He cuts it back, has a first down across the 50 to the 47.
That was Berger.
Berger on the carry.
Well, see, now the scouts are trying to get back to running. You know, which this is what they should have done all along.
Timeout taken by Lake Forest with 23 seconds left there. Second here of this half.
One thing this first half has done, though, is taken the intimidation factor out of it for the Tigers. Because, you know, we play those teams up north, I thought, the last few years. And we were a little intimidated by their
style of play.
Their style. And now we are dominating, we're dictating the style of play.
I don't know, I guess it was intimidation. I don't really know what you'd call it.
I don't know if intimidation's the right word, but I mean, I think we were stunned or a little shell-shocked.
I think it was just, they hadn't experienced it. Many of the kids experienced it.
That's what I think. I think it's just not knowing. Yeah.
Everybody around here pretty much plays the same style.
Well, I mean, especially this year with the way Alton has changed their style of play this season.
The only team that really tried to throw against us was St. Louis, and they didn't have any success.
No, and we, year in and year out, we get pass rush on them, we contain the running backs, and we make it tough for them. It's the pitch this time, it is Nelson. Lead blocker is Berger, and he's not going to get much. They're going to call him out of bounds after about a 3 or 4 yard gain. Coming up a little gimpy, the Tiger player, that looks like it's Reggie Anthony one more time.
Reggie Anthony had some leg problems.
Same one.
Yeah, he's limping. He's hurting for certain. Nobody's helping him off the field. There we go.
The Tiger trainer is going to come out and help him.
It's like he's grabbing the back of that right leg. He had a deep bruise, didn't he, on his shin?
That's a shame because what a season he had last year.
Hopefully he'll be able to come back.
He can't even put any pressure on it.
No.
Motion again. They're going to pitch it one more time. Getting a good steal off. Going to bump him out of bounds. Tigers are going to have to devise something this second half, really, to make that even tougher.
Well, we stretched that play out pretty good. They made, 4 or 5 yards on it usually, but we stretched it out pretty well.
3rd and 5 after the 2 yard gain. 10 seconds left here in the half.
This quarter has lasted forever.
Yes.
It's almost 3:15.
They might try it.
Minutes already.
They might try a Hail Mary here with 10 seconds left.
Motion again. They're going to look to throw. No rush for the Tigers. They're going to dump it out there. Receiver's there.
Nice play.
By Jumper again. On the big fella, John Zilka.
Perfect timing by Dustin Jumper to break it up.
That was 5'8" going against 6'4", and 5'8" Dustin Jumper won the battle.
Hard to throw the ball into that wind, and I don't think this little kid throws it with a lot of zip.
No. And early on in the papers, they were talking about the other quarterback was Travis Myers. He was the coach's son that was a coach last year. They thought maybe he'd win the battle.
Oh,
they thought Lowell had a real strong arm compared to
Be the last play of the half. We got to look for a Hail Mary here.
Here's the Florida look. 5 wide.
Out. The Tigers trying to get pressure. They're getting some now. It's not thrown long enough, but one-on-one coverage, and